Hey man, y'all TikTokers be taking things way too far. Just way too far, alright? TikToker jailed after injecting strangers as a prank. Like, who even does that, bruv? Who does that? Like, that's not even funny, bro. Like, anyway, this video is by August the Duck. It's your boy dwayzeonblaze. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into the madness. Bro, I won't lie, I'm going to fight him, bro. I don't think the guy with the white shirt is doing anything to him. He's not doing anything to him, bro. I promise he's not, bro. He would have done something immediately.
Gentlemen, we as humans are evolving, and when I say that, at least in this context, I actually mean the direct opposite. I don't know why I led with that. Globally, the word prank has lost all meaning. It is a word that can mean a joke. It is a word that can mean a video of somebody harassing a group of people. In 6 months, I'm sure it's going to be a word interchangeable with murder. One day, historians are going to look back in time and they're going to be like, what the fuck was going on with those people? And why did they allow poisoning food sources to be called a prank? Guys, I am genuinely concerned for our future.
Bro, who is
That's
this?
Something that I end up saying a lot on this channel, and while I never like fully mean it as a joke, if I'm saying it because I've seen something that has me at least slightly concerned for how things are going to end up turning out for us. But usually it's at least like halfway said in jest. Today, not really. Social media prank.
Bro, somebody could end your life over doing that to them. Like, quickly, bro. Imagine injecting somebody in the hood, bro. They'll pull out the blick one time, bruh.
Have been a topic of controversy for at least the last decade, and that's mainly because people have been pushing the envelope on what's acceptable to call a prank since at least 2010. And somehow it just keeps getting worse. I remember when I was like a young teenager, I would see the pranks that people were trying to pass off then, and I'd be like, how the fuck is this even kind of being categorized as a prank? Like, I remember when Sam Pepper uploaded that video pretending to kill his friend, and there was like a petition made to get his channel banned. And that was a staged prank. We're so desensitized to the crazy shit people do these days, I don't even think that would get most people to look twice anymore. Because now, in 2025, we have to deal with pranks like people walking up to random strangers and injecting them with a syringe.
Now, I won't lie, but most pranks nowadays, like you say, the scale, the shock value has gone up tenfold. Now people are just doing ridiculousness, like stupidity as pranks. Like things that you're just like, bro, what are you doing, bro? That's in no domain is that a prank, or is that funny?
And then nothing else. That's it. That's the prank. Were you expecting more? Yeah, a normal person would, but no, that's the quote prank we're looking at today. Allow me to introduce you to one of the biggest fucking losers on planet Earth, Amine Mojito. This guy has recently sort of gone viral after he received a 6-month-long jail sentence after he was caught doing fake syringe attacks for a prank video. This guy was just walking up to unsuspecting members of the public and sticking them with a syringe and then running off. Now I'm going to show you this video, but I also want to give you some context because somehow, and I mean this is one of those moments where it's really just like, how could this be possible? The fact that it was a guy walking around sticking random people with a syringe is not the worst part. There's context that somehow makes this worse.
Bro, I would have thought this was Salt Bay if he pulled up with some shades and a mask. I would have thought Salt Bay's injecting me with his flipping steak juice. What the fuck?
Amine made this video in late June. He uploaded it onto the internet on June 20th. And the day after he uploaded this video, there was a music festival in France where 145 people reported being pricked by needles by strangers. This was seemingly due to some sort of like trend or social media challenge. I don't even really know what the fuck you call something like this. That was circulating in France at this time, encouraging—
You call this a TikTok challenge. Nowadays, this is what you call a TikTok challenge.
People to go out and get syringes and prick women at this festival. Now, after doing some digging, doing some research for this video, I've learned that this is like a relatively big problem in France right now. There's been this pattern over the last few years of women being pricked by needles out in public, and it seems to be getting more and more common.
Bro, what's wrong with French people just pricking people with needles, bro? What's up with y'all? UK, you have knife crimes. In France, you got needle crimes?
Right now the cause is known. This music festival that was happening in June was selected as a target for this kind of stuff. So not only is this loser going around pretending to inject people with a syringe for a TikTok, which is already one of the most insane things I've ever heard of a person doing, he's doing it in a country where this is like a serious documented recurring issue. And on top of that, he uploads the video the day before a major music festival where people have been talking about doing this to people for weeks. Now, could all of that be just one crazy crazy coincidence? Sure, but personally, I find the likelihood of that pretty low. Anyways, I've seen some other people talk about this, and they didn't mention the connection to this music festival stuff, and I feel like that makes this whole thing just that much worse. With that being said, though, let me show you the video. Please subscribe.
But I won't lie, the minute I see somebody leaning into me with the syringe, I'm just gonna punch you or at least hit the syringe out of your hand or back up quick. I'm not gonna look at you, try to stab something into my bloodstream. The hell? Hit him! Smack him! Why is everyone so chilled about it, bro? I mean, I'm attacking this man, bruv. I'm sorry. Yes, that's a real man right there. That's a real man right there, bruv. You know, this is supposed to be the reaction from the other guys too. Why aren't they running? Why aren't they chasing him? They're just watching their girl get stabbed by some random with a needle? The fuck you doing, bro? I'd lose it,
is
bro.
One of the lamest things humankind has ever done. Thankfully, from what I can tell, it seems like the syringe was capped off, so he wasn't actually poking people. But it's pretty hard to imagine the stupidity that has to be at play here to even dream of this idea. Like, obviously, this guy was probably influenced by the people talking about doing this stuff online. But for those people, like, it wasn't a prank.
Why they keep changing the frame of this guy mid-run, bro? They zoom in, they zoom out, make the screen smaller.
He just actually wanted to cause harm to people. So like for this guy to think this would be funny, I just can't wrap my head around it. From the articles I've read, I haven't found anything indicating that he like told these people what was going on after the fact. So this guy was just walking up to random men and women pretending to inject them with something and then running away without saying a word. We've talked a million times.
Stop changing the screen around,
for something to be a prank.
What the hell?
person who's being pranked has to be in on it almost immediately. Because it's not a prank if the person being pranked doesn't get to laugh it off after the fact. I think more so than any of the other dog shit pranks we've ever talked about on this channel, this violates that more than anything. You're leaving an innocent person wondering what this psychopath just walked up to them and injected them with. There's not a single sane person on the entire planet who could think that was a prank.
But I feel like that guy wasn't gonna do anything though. You see, black man react properly. He don't wait to see what's about to enter the bloodstream. He sees somebody coming and he get ready for battle. He don't let you even get that thing close to him, bruh. And come on. He's still on the phone too. Ah!
What are you doing?
What you doing? Ah! Ah! What you doing?
What the fuck?
Yes.
Who the fuck are you?
Throw him up. Put him up.
One thing that I'll never understand about these videos, or like more so specifically really the people that make them and watch them, is like, what are you gaining from this? Like, what about this is entertaining for you? Because obviously it's the reaction, right? But like, why? What are you expecting? You know, like what is actually funny for you? It just doesn't really make sense to me. Like it's similar to how most people don't like to watch a TV show or a movie if the ending's been spoiled.
Yeah, but sometimes people's reactions are funny. Like, even if you know that this thing is wrong and what you're doing is just stupid, sometimes the way people react, you just can't help but laugh. You just can't help it. Even though you know, like, bro, why is that person doing this to you? At the same time, your reaction is also making me laugh, bro.
But I mean, like, you know what's gonna happen. You walk up to somebody and you pretend to stick them with a syringe. Of course, they're gonna stand up and freak out. It'd be like recording a quote prank where you pull a gun on somebody and laugh when they freak out or tell
Yeah, but it's how they freak out. It's not them just freaking out. Many people react. Some people scream. Some people run. Some people dive away. Some people like, oh! You know, some people call the police. Like, it's how the person reacts which brings the humor. It's not that you know that they're obviously going to be freaked out, of course, but it's how they react.
Not to shoot them. It's like, what about this is entertaining? And the unfortunate reality is, if you think about it, it's just because these people like to see people in distress. Something is wrong with their brain. They're getting off by watching people freak out and think that their life might be in danger. That's the factor of these videos that's entertaining for people who watch them or make them. Anyways, I would say that I don't really understand how a person gets to this point, but in sort of a dark way, I think think compared to a lot of the bad pranks we've covered on this channel, the fact that this one happened makes a lot of sense. I mean, if France is actually going through a time where people are going out and sticking women with syringes for fun, then yeah, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense that a person would make a prank video in reference to that. Thankfully, however, this kind of stuff seems to not just be going unchecked. Like I said earlier, this guy was sentenced to 6 months in jail, and he's been sitting in jail since he was arrested in late June. Personally, I don't really feel like 6 months is enough, especially considering the fact that the prosecution seems to think that this guy's video is part of what made that music festival such a dangerous place. Part of the argument was that if his video had not gone viral, there would not have been so many incidents at that music festival. And while I'm not a judge, after hearing what this idiot had to say for himself, I would have tacked on a life sentence, I think. His excuse for walking up to people and having a cameraman film him as he pretended to inject people—
don't say to spread awareness, please—
with an unknown substance was that he had been in his own world and didn't know anything. He said, I had the very bad idea of doing these pranks by imitating what I saw on the internet in Spain and Portugal. He said, I didn't think it could hurt people. That was my mistake. I didn't think about others. I thought about myself. I hate this genre of lawyer curated statements because this is just absolute bullshit, and I feel like being this dishonest should get you more time in jail. It's absolute fucking bullshit to say that you didn't think you could hurt people by pulling this prank, because you'd never do this unless your intention was to cause people an insane amount of distress. Like I was saying earlier, to find these pranks entertaining, to want to go out and do this, you have to find people thinking that their life is in danger entertaining. So this guy's just talking out of his ass. Anyways, he was also fined €1,500 and he was banned from owning or carrying a weapon for 3 years.
Something light. I think a bigger fine, bro. Injecting people is different, bro. Like, even if you're imitating injecting people, the fact that you're doing that, you should be at least fined like 10,000 euros, bro. Flip, man.
Kind of a strange amalgamation of punishments, but I'm glad to see that people are being punished for doing shit like this more and more frequently, and I am pretty hopeful that these sorts of reactions may just end up killing this horrible prank culture we've had for years. I really do think with like how big social media has gotten, and like how often you can see people get away with crazy shit, it's really led people to think that they can just do anything, that they can use random innocent people as fodder, they can do whatever they want to them for their content, and just never face a consequence. I think once the reality sets in that harassing people, assaulting people, poisoning people, making people think that they're about to die, even if it's just for a TikTok, can land you in prison for years, people are going to stop fucking doing it. It's crazy that is even a reality that has to set in anymore, but
yo, people die in car accidents every day. Does that stop people from driving fast? No.
We are, unfortunately. Well, guys, what are your thoughts? Do you think this punishment is appropriate? Personally, like I said, I don't really think that 6 months is enough. Maybe a year, year and a half, some time to really—
a year and a half, bro. That's way too low. To be imitating, injecting people, give you 5, bro. What the fuck are you doing? Sit down for 5 years, bro. Don't talk to me.
Think about what he did. Like, I understand that legally their hands were probably kind of tied because at the end of the day, no physical harm was done, but I've got to assume a lot of mental harm was. I mean, like, let's be real. I'm sure
but if this was, let's say I just pull a gun out and say I'm going to shoot you and I don't actually shoot you, I still think there's some implication there. There's some legal implication because now you threaten my life, bro. That's a threat, bro. Attempted something, bro. It's attempted something, bro.
Most of the people in that video have figured out it was a prank, either just from realizing nothing happened or like seeing these news stories. But what if they didn't? Like, what if they're just walking around wondering when is whatever this guy injected them with gonna ruin their life? It just baffles me that a person can wake up and think that stuff like this is okay to do. It's even worse that the state of the internet allows people to monetize that kind of thinking. I think we
Bro said, when is it gonna ruin my life?
Making progress in this regard. I really do think that this sort of content is finally starting to die out. It's gonna be a slow death though, and kind of scared to see what happens in the meantime. See ya.
Interesting, man. That's what y'all are doing now? Y'all injecting people for fun, for content? That is just ridiculous, bro. That is ridiculous. And that's very risky and very dangerous. I don't think you should be doing that at all. But yeah, man. I guess you guys can let me know what you think about that down below. I think that's just obscene. I think he needs to do at least 5 years in the cell. At least, bruh. Now, give him 5 years, half a decade. That will at least give him some sort of, realization as to what he did. If you give him 1 year, that's a year goes by like this, bruh. Come on, bro. That's not enough time. He needs to sit down. And you guys need to stop doing these stupid pranks, man. Stop it, man. You flippin' immature brats. Alright. It's a boy Dwayze on Blaze. I'll catch you in the next one. Love y'all. Stop injecting people. Goodbye.